Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about, as it says on the title, Outreach 1.0 and then Outreach Now 2.0, the one that, the old into the new. So first, I'll start with the old, just explaining what, maybe it was working back in the day, maybe because it was easy back then, but now will never work for you and you should never do it. So obviously, starting off with the generic scripts and providing no upfront value. As you can see here, if you're just providing no value, then why does someone have a reason to actually message you back, even click on your message? So obviously on Instagram now, you have to actually accept their DMs to, start talking with them, and you only get one DM to show what you're talking about, you know, what you're going to offer them. So if you're just, being too generic and say, this is who I am, this is what I do, just explain stuff like that, and not talking about the outcome they're going to get from actually, taking conversation with you, then they're never going to accept it. So what you need to do is, I'll go for this more in depth in a second, but you just need to start, giving some more actual upfront value. So also having no personal brand. If you're not posting like content or any kind of thing like that, then why does anyone have any sort of reason to even, accept your DM? If you're just some random guy that has like 10 followers that just, has no profile picture, says some random username, then why would anyone ever consider messaging you? Even if you just have a slight personal brand that isn't really built up, you're not posting consistently, no one's going to really think much of you. You have to be consistent on social media. You have to be doing, being active, showing that you're active in just that space you're in, and just showing that you're talking about, and you're the type of guy that takes action with what he does. Then also not having a clear value proposition. They all kind of link together. If you're not able to explain what you actually do as a service in your original DM, then why would anyone? They wouldn't know what you're doing. So if they're not know what, don't know what you're doing, they're not going to send a message, as it's not, something they're interested in if they can't properly understand what you're actually offering them. So what you also do need to do, especially if there's clear value proposition with it, you need to make them understand that, you know, that they know who you are and what you're doing in the first message. Obviously, you're gonna get one message. Otherwise, they're not gonna see you as much more than, just a random guy, because you're not gonna be an expert or an authority figure, not, actually knowing what you're talking about and sending the right DMs. Also, the language you're using as well, make sure it's professional, not just some slang terms, weird DMs as well, because if you're just doing that, then people aren't going to think very highly of you. What this actually leads to is being perceived as a scammer. You're seen as a freelancer and replaceable, and you're just going to be left on red. It might have worked before, you could get the odd DM back when people didn't have to accept it and go right to the main feed, yes. But now people have to actually accept it. They have to take effort out of their day just to go accept that your DM. You have to give them a reason to do it, otherwise they're not going to do it. Because you're just going to be perceived as a scammer if you don't have a brand, you're not giving clear value on like what you're doing, and you're just some random guy with a weird profile picture and a bio which doesn't show anything. Why would anyone? Would you even accept your own DM? Like, look at your account. Would you accept your own DM right now? Just think about it, because I guarantee you, a lot of people they just wouldn't accept their own DMs. Okay, now I've gone through the old, but obviously you want to know the new. What's going to help you in today's age? So, script that lowers sales resistance for customers, something that kind of nurtures them. Explain what you're actually doing. Explain the service you're providing, but also give them how I went from this to this. Explain that process of going from here to there with one of your clients, so they see that you have had results. And then maybe see, well, has he actually got those results? Maybe look on your page, then go to your page. That's better. The best thing. You go on your page, see you are. And that comes into having a good personal brand as well. Once you have a personal brand and you can get these people onto your brand, then you're having a good first impression, good posts, everything set up so they'll become nurtured to you. They don't have to get interested straight away. But if they see your content and think, it'll be always in the back of their minds, who this guy, maybe I can work with him. He seems like a good first impression. He knew what he was talking about. He just seems like a pretty intelligent guy and knows just can help me with what I need help with. So when it comes to them actually needing the service, they'll reach out to you. Then definitely provide free upfront value. Obviously, back in the old one, you weren't, giving the free value. Either that's sending a free trial video or just, you know, do any kind of thing where they would want to click on the video and they want to see what you're doing. Whether you're a video editor and you want them to see your portfolio, or you're an online coach who needs people to see your fitness program. Maybe just tell them, here's how I got from here. One of my clients went from this to this, or whatever kind of niche. Just give a transformation that people took. Show them, then they'll want to see if that's actually true. Go on to testimonial, see your page. The whole process starts to begin. So, do not try to sell them. Just don't try and go, oh yeah, this is my price in the first DM, or don't try and explain your service and how great it is and how it's going to help them and all this different stuff. Don't try and sell them. Give the value. Tell them, I don't want to pitch you without your permission or something like that. Just don't, immediately just go into the first DM and tell them this is what I'm going to sell you this, because they'll realize that. Most people you're outreaching to, you want a high ticket probably. So if you're outreaching to them, then obviously they're intelligent enough to recognize that you're just trying to sell them. So make it more of a warm conversation. You're just a friendly conversation having with him about maybe something he might want in the future. Maybe you can't even help him. You're just messaging him to just, talk with him, see, if he needs it, and just make it more of a friendly conversation where you kind of introduce the sale as you go along. You identify his pain points, then you get him on the call, and then you start the whole process. So then once he's responded back to your first initial DM, then you send over a free personalized training, so a VSL, video sales letter. So what you do in this video is you point out whatever niche you're in, you point out their pain points, identify them, and then drill into them so they understand how bad their situation is, and then you explain your system, funnel, program, whatever it is, and how that's going to help them in that VSL. This is I can do a better video on this later, but just that's kind of a brief thing of what you should do on VSLs. Then you can convert them into booking a call with you. Obviously, once that VSL is sent, then either they won't want to work with you. That's fine. You can also try and sell them a little bit more, but I wouldn't go over if that might ruin your reputation of just spamming them. But if they do want to convert into a call, and they have a good response, then it'll be easy. They'll see that you have the upfront value. You'll provide the value in the VSL. You'll see that it's a free training for them to gain knowledge that they wouldn't have had before, as long as it's a good VSL. Then you'll get on the call, book with them, and it'll be perfectly good. But if you don't want to be focusing on just sending outreach DMs, like as Instagram just constantly just cracking down, you have to start creating content. I said about the personal brand, but if you just want to completely eliminate all of this cold outreach stuff, then you have to start creating content that's going to bring in warm prospects. As it says down here, it's going to nurture prospects. You see the likes of Corzo Growth, Grayson Lupaz, all these different content creators, Devin Jatho. People work with them purely just because they're posting content that people can resonate with, and it nurtures them to actually work with them. You see, they're always, talking about these type of different things, and everyone sees that they're talking about these topics so that they didn't know about. So it just starts to nurture them and nurture them and nurture them. The more times you see their videos, they're posting content all the time, you'll see these guys clearly know what they're talking about. I might want to get to know what they're working with, then they'll start, start their sales process with these warm conversations, drive more interest, and just get you to buy whatever they're selling. Then a targeted niche. So when you're creating content, as I like to say, it's not about getting those 2 million view videos. That's good and all, going viral. If you can do that in the targeted niche, well done. But it's very hard to just drill into that target niche. And a lot of time with these viral videos, you're just targeting the average person who doesn't, do anything. And so if you can get a video with like 10 to 20,000 views, that's purely in your target niche, you're gonna have so many ideal prospects reaching out to you because they'll see that you're the expert. You're getting loads of views and you know what you're talking about. Again, obviously warm interest and prospects. So you're going to be getting these guys coming in, sharing all these different things with you, coming to you saying, oh, can I work with you? Or just can I get to know what you guys are doing? And all these different things. Creating content is just the best way for people to get clients into them. It just solves their lead generation. They can focus on scaling their brand, all these different things. And then instead of just worrying about lead generation, it just opens you up to have more freedom to do what you want in your business. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a subscribe, like the video, and just follow along with the process that I'm going through right now. I'm 16-year-old entrepreneur. I'm just going to be providing loads more value for you guys in the future.